Hello, I'm Evocable Aljet 4, and this will be the last episode for Dave. Awesome. When I finally resurfaced, I was in the same corridor as usual. Everyone was looking at me with a serious expressions. I immediately understood. They had seen me. They knew. It was no use. I couldn't hide this pitiful state of mine anymore. Are you okay, Agatha? Yeah, thanks. I guess you all saw me. They nodded in silence. I felt incredibly ashamed. You were screaming so loudly, we all rushed in the bathroom to see what had happened. You had some kind of panic attack and injured yourself. You were lying on the floor, stiff. We thought you were dead. We carried you here because we didn't want you to catch a cold. Do you want to talk about it? Well, now that you've seen everything, I can't pretend anymore, can I? I have post-traumatic stress disorder ever since I came back for the war. Every time I see or hear something that reminds me of all the people who died around me, it makes me nervous and I end up having a panic attack. I also have nightmares every night, living in the same horror again and again, so I barely sleep anymore. That's all. This place makes me feel unsafe, and I have trouble controlling my anxiety, so I finally broke down. At that moment, I couldn't manage to look them in the eyes. Well, you could have told us sooner. Perhaps we could have helped you feel better. We'll let you rest, okay? But there's something else we have to know. Something else? Since we had to carry you, it fell down. I suddenly realized what they were talking about. Uncontrollable tears fall on the ground. Why do you have a gun on you? The words hurt. They hurt so badly. I couldn't hide anything anymore. It was too much to handle after the war, I mean. I came back but felt empty and depressed. I couldn't sleep anymore. I couldn't escape the memories. I couldn't forget about myself either. I had killed. I wanted the pain to stop, so I bought a gun, illegally. You were going to put an end to my suffering. I was supposed to do it the day of the incident. I wanted to take one last stroll before pulling the trigger. How could I have known that there would be a terrorist attack and I would be trapped here with you? I didn't say anything. I thought it would be better that way. They all sighed in unison. I couldn't begin to imagine what they were thinking. You should rest a bit, okay? We'll be here if you need something. We're keeping the gun, though. We don't want you to do anything reckless. Wait, please, don't leave me alone. But they didn't listen. They split up, leaving me behind. I felt so dirty, so ashamed. I had a terrible headache. Everything was screwed up. I looked at my pills while crying. Was this treatment even working? I didn't feel any better. It didn't erase the memories either. I sat silently for a while. I tried to remember how I got myself here and what went wrong. The incident was only the day before yesterday, yet it felt like it took place ages ago in another universe. Reflecting on the situation, I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I think I'll always remember that day. Even if I had lived through more perilous situations, this one held a special place in my heart. I remember everything so vividly because it was a human experience, an unconventional one at that. Just like war, actually. Maybe it left a mark on me precisely because it reminded me of the war, of the pain, of the hopelessness. and also because it made me feel useful again. I thought I could help people, that I could be a functional human being again. But that may have been foolish of me. One can never return from hell. After all, never. Even so, I remember that day as a moment of hope. I tried to cling to that, convincing myself it was my last chance. Was it all in vain? At that moment, I opened my eyes. I didn't want to be alone anymore. Even if they didn't want to talk to me anymore, even if their words could be harmful, I wanted to talk to someone. I glanced around. Talk to Dave. Dave. I went to Dave. Sorry for earlier. I didn't want to make a spectacle of myself like that. I was just desperate. I didn't picture you as the depressive type. I thought you were more upbeat, like my daughter. Sorry to disappoint. I wonder where I was wrong exactly. Was I mistaken to think you were like her, or was I mistaken to think I knew my daughter? Oh, that's sad. What do you mean? You were right earlier. We don't get along well. I always thought she was annoying me on purpose, that she was the playful type. But maybe, just maybe, I'm the one who doesn't understand who she really is. You see, she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. She only visits when I'm not around. She gets along with my wife, but not me. I don't understand. I love my daughter very much. I always did what was best for her. Why does she refuse to see me? You said she were You said she was wasting her talent because she quit her magistracy school, right? Did she choose that path for herself? Did she want to be a magistrate? Well, it's not about choosing or not. She had potential. I advised her to study law to take advantage of her talent. Everything was all right. She had good grades and was promised a nice career. Have you ever considered that she didn't like law? That she may have obeyed only to please you? But she was talented. That doesn't mean, just because you're talented at something doesn't mean you enjoy it. Being talented at something doesn't always mean you like it. I think she wanted to do something else, but didn't dare tell you because she knew you wouldn't approve. And one day, she must have been fed up and just quit. She had enough. It would have been your job to support her decision. But it's foolish. It's difficult to find a nice job nowadays. This one would have been perfect for her. Not being an artist or something. Do you really know what's good for her? If she wants to be an artist, it's her choice. You can't force her to become someone else. I never forced her. Are you sure? Did you ever make snarky comments in her presence? Did you ever blame her? Did you show her your discontentment? I did, several times, but I bet she felt awkward around you, because you couldn't help but show her how disappointed you were. Do you realize how violent that is? To show your child you're unsatisfied with what they truly are? To show your child you'd only like them if they acted as you want? If she decided to stop her magistracy school, it was most likely because she was unhappy with her life. And when she finally courageously took her life in her own hands, you were there telling her that she should be someone else just to please you. I never thought of it that way. Why didn't she tell me earlier then? Because you wouldn't listen? If she doesn't want to see you again, it must be because she can't stand how being with you makes her feel. Deep down, I'm sure the only thing she wants is for you to be proud of her. Do you think so? Up until now, I thought everything she's done, running around, running away around the world, dating a musician, becoming an artist, was to get on my nerves. But she was just trying to tell me that she had found her way, that she wanted my blessing. I'm sure of it, Dave. Why else would she avoid you? I don't know. I had been thinking a lot since before the incident. That's why I got trapped. That day, I had my wife on the phone, and she confessed our daughter was about to give birth in the hospital, but she didn't want me there. Oh. My own daughter had forbidden me to see her, and a crucial moment at that. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't understand the reason. Do I make her that uncomfortable? I don't want her to hate me. I just want what's best for her, that's all. She's an adult. She can stand on her own feet now. Are you implying I'm overprotective? Overprotective and tactless. You need to understand that your experience isn't a rule everyone else has to follow. Your daughter has her own experiences, and I'm sure she only wants you to respect that. If you won't, she'd rather not see it. Is it too late to fix the situation? Not if you tell her you're truly sorry, but you'll have to make more of an effort from now on. I will. If I get out of here, I'll rush to the hospital. I want to be by her side after the delivery. I want to show her I'm proud of her, even if I didn't show it to her enough. I'll be cheering you on then. Thanks. I went back to my corner, lost in my thoughts. That day we were all restless. The different incidents had spoiled our morale. We'd had enough. The situation was insufferable. The rescue team was too slow, and we were slowly losing hope. As I was lying against the wall, staring into the distance with empty eyes, I saw the silhouette of someone approaching me. Dave! Can I talk to you? Go ahead. I thought a lot about everything, and I'm starting to think you were right. I may be inconsiderate at times. At times? Well, frequently. I was stuck in my point of view and didn't try to imagine what others were seeing. Now I feel like I've missed a lot. I want to start anew, to show my support to my family. I know they blame me for being too absent, not taking care of them enough. I'll make more of an effort. I'll show them I'm not insensitive, and I'll try to be more open-minded. Maybe I still have many things to learn after all. That's a great start, Dave. I'm glad you realized that. A peaceful silence grew between us. I felt satisfied seeing him mature a bit. Say, I know it might sound weird, but I feel like you're like my Jiminy Cricket. Do you want to be my conscience? Sure. Sounds so out of character for you to say that. I'm genuinely trying to improve here. I wish it was that simple. Unfortunately, you'll have to develop a conscience on your own. It's part of life. I can't grow up for you. Oh, I didn't know my character blinked when having that face. It's kind of weird. But I'm glad you're trying to move forward. I need to do the same. How so? Well, this whole incident made me think a lot. I was afraid. I wanted to do my best. Now I know I'm not completely alone. Words can be hurtful, but they can heal too, I guess. Thanks for showing me that change was possible. If someone like you can question himself, so can I. I want to be useful to someone. I want to find a new purpose in my life. I'll try my best from now on. Once we get out of here, I'll invite you to stay for dinner. That way you'll be able to meet my family. I look forward to that. Since I had stayed still for a while, I started to have pins and needles in my lids. I went to the bathroom to stretch a bit. I suddenly felt the anxiety coming back. Oh, golly, that really sucks. That would suck, being scared of the bathroom. You have to go to the bathroom, so you have no choice. I hated that place. As soon as I saw the mirror, the explosions came back in my head. I was at my limit. I couldn't wait any longer trapped underground. I had to see the sky, to breathe fresh air. Dog. At that moment, I had another panic attack. When I opened my eyes, I was in the hallway. Actually, it looked like a distorted version of the hallway. Blood was pouring from the walls and in the ceiling. I could even hear that familiar sound again. There were corpses all over the room. Corpses. I actually would like to see this imagery. I love this game, but I really would love to see this imagery. No, it's not possible. Don't tell me. I slowly approached the rigid bodies. They had terrible faces, convulsed in pain and fear. Was this even real? Or just another delusion? I couldn't tell anymore. No. My companions were dead. I had only spent a few days among them, and I already felt a strong bond between us. I thought I could save them, that I could help them, I could be useful again. Was that all in vain? Somebody must have used the gun. Those jerks. Feverishly, I looked around. I picked up the gun that was on the ground and wandered around this new battlefield. I was on edge, expecting to see anything, even my own shadow. Suddenly, I felt a presence behind me. Frightened, I turned back. It was a living corpse. A soldier. He was cursing me for being alive. No, it was me, a twisted reflection of me. A woman who had a horrifying grin on her lips, as if she was enjoying it. She was wrapped in darkness, covered in blood and flesh, laughing in a fit of madness. I was the one who had done it. I was the one who had killed them. It had to stop. This chaos had to stop. I didn't want anyone to die anymore. I didn't want to see blood and hatred anymore. The monster slowly came near me. I didn't have time to think. Use the gun? No! I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot. I had to accept the monster as a part of myself, as something that never completely disappeared. I had to stop running away. The past was painful. The words still haunted me. I had to go forward to find out why I was still alive. The people who died needed to be remembered. Maybe if I gave them a place in my heart, maybe they'd be appeased. The road would be long, steep, and disheartening, but maybe, just maybe, there was something behind the hill, something beautiful. As I dropped the gun on the floor, unable to shoot, I heard a drilling sound. I paused, confused. The ghost vanished. I felt unstable. My legs were shivering. I had no strength left. Suddenly there was a loud sound, and walls exploded. Something was coming. God? Was I going to die? Behind the walls, another world was standing, a mysterious world. Everything became pure white. The light dazzled me. I felt too tired and fainted. I slowly opened my eyes. It was too bright. I waited to get used to the light. When I was finally able to see, I realized I was in the shopping center's main alley. There were firemen all around me, moving like busy bees. It felt unreal. We have been saved. Somebody has rescued us after all. While looking around me, I saw all my companions sitting on stretchers. Doctors were asking questions, examining them. I took a deep breath. I felt a small breeze on my hair. The shopping center had been destroyed, but we were alive. Prince. And at that moment, it was all that mattered. We were going to be okay. Dave approached me with a troubled look. Agatha? You did it again. Scared us all. Oh, I had a panic attack? Sorry, I feel better now. But wouldn't it sound better if you rephrased that a bit? Rephrased what? Well, you did it again sounds kind of offensive, you know. I am going to become his conscience. I still have to improve. Indeed. At least I know what happened while I was unconscious. And you won't have to see me anymore anyway. About that, could you come with me for a while? I want to go to the hospital to see my daughter, but I'm scared of doing something wrong. Since you seem to understand her feelings better, I thought you thought it'd be better if I came with you. That's a very strange request. I know, I just feel uncomfortable seeing her now. Let's go then. You do it? I don't guarantee it'll work, but we can always try. Besides, I don't have anything better to do right now. No, I don't. Great. I knew I could count on you. It'll cost you one dinner. I'll ask my wife to make something. She's a great cook. No, that won't do. I want your dinner. I want to taste your cooking. Oh my gosh. What? I don't really remember what happened after that. Our rescue was so surreal, I couldn't think properly. The malnutrition and lack of sleep didn't help. I only remembered what the doctors told me, that there was a terrorist attack, that they set up bombs and the building collapsed due to the impact on the foundations. I also learned many died, trapped in the mall, under the ruins. Many had escaped without a scratch too, of course, but some had died. I was shocked by those words. After all, I had intended to take my life that day, and yet I managed to survive while others had died. I was flustered. Maybe this was a sign. Maybe somehow, somewhere, someone was trying to tell me something. I shouldn't give up yet. Then I realized. Words are just like weapons. They can be used to hurt. They can leave lasting scars, invisible wounds. For years I had suffered because I only heard cruel words. What people thought of me because of my post-traumatic stress disorder. The ones who should have helped me left me to my sorrow with a mere shrug of annoyance. Their words prevented my heart from healing. Using words as a defensive or offensive tool is so common that you can almost say they were conventional weapons in the hands of every human being. Anyone could hurt you without realizing it, without noticing what lies behind, the memories hidden by the meaning. But words could be used as a powerful weapon to make life better too. Words can light up the way in the darkest hour. Words can bind people together and allow them to rediscover hope. Kind words can break the cycle of the daily unnoticed emotional abuse. That was what the incident taught me, and what touched me. I had met various people who had their own personal stories and suffered from the same prejudiced words. Because we were different, many people had a tinted view of what we should be, and didn't see us as we really were. It was so painful. But this is the reason why we should use kind words to break that cycle of bias and struggles. To be able to live freely, all of us. That's what I would do from now on. That's how life is. The road is long, but I'll find my way. I'm sure of it. I'm not alone. Dave is clinging to me now. But it's alright. I like to tease him anyways. It's just too fun. Maybe I'm the playful type after all. Some time later. Prince. Because of Dave's urging, I eventually accepted his plea to visit his daughter with him, believing, naive as I was, that he was going to only ask for my presence to be reassured. In the end, a few days after the mall incident, I ended up in a hospital room, watched by several dumbstruck people. The whole family was staring at me, asking themselves who I could be and what I was doing there during an event as private as a childbirth. Yeah, showing up to someone else's childbirth would be probably high on the awkward things. The young woman, her lover, and her mother were all frowning at me with suspicious eyes, not understanding Dave's explanations. As soon as he had finished talking, he left the room and announced that I should explain his feelings in his place. Oh, golly. How magical. Having nothing to say, I stayed quiet before those strangers, feeling as awkward as they did in such a situation. That was probably the most embarrassing moment of my life. Yes, that would be. Lucky enough for me, Dave's daughter had gotten used to her father's whims and decided to laugh the whole thing off, so I was accepted as a family friend. And it was as a friend that I paid her another visit a few days later. Oh dear, I'll never understand my father. I don't know what you talked about when you were both stuck in that mall, but I'd have to say that it was most likely nothing important. Oh, does that mean Dave often seeks out other people's support like that? All the time, whenever he sees the opportunity to do so. My father has some trouble with empathy, you see. Agath? Can I call you Agath? I don't know what else you would call me. Of course, Kiona? We're around the same age, you know. Oh, cool. But here's the problem. This kind of behavior is not even surprising anymore, given how my father is. He's the kind of guy who likes to pretend he knows everything without ever calling anything into question. Look, for instance, he can't stop talking about this autistic kid who was with you. Well, he now claims he knows all about the subject. Has he read books about autism since then? No, not at all. He spent 3 days with the poor kid and now he's so sure he knows everything about it. Once again, I wasn't with you, Underground, but I doubt my father got close to him. Dave kept upsetting Alicia, Hasten's mother. After she put him back in his place, he shied away and never approached them again. See, there he goes. That's exactly what I said. He doesn't even try to understand or ask questions. He knows already. That's so wonderful. We mere mortals have to learn from our mistakes, but he doesn't ever make mistakes, or so he thinks. It's thanks to those powers of his that he knew the two of us should meet, I guess. Right, he forced you into being his spokesperson, but it was for your own good. Everything isn't so bad, thanks to this. I at least had the pleasure of meeting you. I feel the same way, Agath. We've had so many things in common, including the fact that we both perfectly understand how Dave works. Lovely. By the way, if you ever want to eat at my place when I get out of this hospital, it would be my pleasure. You can tell me how you managed to put up with him for 3 days straight. Our little chat began to quietly come to an end. While we were looking through the window, the newborn baby was peacefully sleeping near Kiona. Such a quiet moment couldn't last long with a baby in the room, so we were enjoying every second of it. The woman turned her head and looked at me, sighing. I wonder if he'll ever come. He arranged to meet us almost an hour ago. And like an idiot, I came on time. And I even had to be confronted with the whole family once again. He's always like this, too busy because of a meeting or whatever. I really wonder if he's going to get better one day. It'll be great if we could influence him positively. Well, for the long term at least. It's bound to take some time. Surely. But can someone really change? Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't expect anything from him. Should I accept his limits and content myself with that? Or should I try to push him in the hope of forming a real relationship with him in the future? I don't know. I'd be rather optimistic and think that Dave really wants to be a better man and will grow little by little. Oh, shoot. As Kiona finished talking, the door flew open. Dave rushed into the room, breathless, a bouquet in his hands. Sorry, sweetheart. I was kept back at work. As usual. More importantly, you're finally here. But when the 50-year-old man tried to lean towards his daughter to kiss her, she refused the kiss, staring at him with a jaded face. Dad? You didn't buy the flowers I'm allergic to again, did you? Oh, golly. As I hid my disapproving face in my palms, my old life seemed so far behind me. David! David was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. You finished 2 routes out of 5. There's Dave's lovely picture there. Now I just have Adeline, Alicia, and Hasten. Which, awesome! So far, these endings are really fun. I actually really like Dave's character. You know, he's trying. Well, okay, the next ending that I do will be Adeline's ending. I will do that one. For sure, next. And then Alicia, and then Hasten. I just really wanted to do Dave first, because I was really curious about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.